Well, first of all, appreciate you guys for being here. Obviously, very proud of our team. It was one of those games where we did enough good things to be happy, but enough things that I can get upset about tomorrow and correct. 34 guys played their first college football game, so very happy for them. 2 first-time starters. A couple guys, that scored their first touchdowns. R.J. Sneed, two great plays. Gary, getting a chance to see what Gary can do. So I thought there were a lot of things that were good. We didn't have a lot of penalties till some silly things late. So we looked like a good football team at times. A lot of credit to Coach Carthel and his squad. I know they've had some, they didn't have a full team with them. They had some guys that were down, but I thought that they competed. They hung in there. We went up 14-0. They fought back, even the way that at the end, the way they wouldn't give up. They kept fighting, and that's who he is. So I have a lot of respect for him, and there's no doubt that SFA will be back at a high level under his leadership. But for tonight, it was a good night, great crowd. I appreciated the Baylor line and the fact that they stayed, come out of halftime, and they were all out there. So hopefully people had fun. And I thought a lot of guys made some great individual plays. We'll try to watch the tape and see what we can do to get better. So,
Matt, did you like the focus y'all came out with, Chris?
Yeah, we've become a mature team, so I liked that. Obviously to get the stop on defense, to get a block kick. I think that's 6 blocks in the last 6 games. I think that's 11 in the last 12 games or something like that. 11 since I've been here, so 6 in the last 6 games. He gives me all this information as I'm walking here. So I like seeing those things. Thought offensively we looked sharp early, and then a silly penalty or something knocked us back. I didn't like that lull where they scored and then we didn't answer it to the level that I think we should. But I thought it was good. I thought they hung in there. I think the biggest thing about when you're in preseason, you're practicing for 2 hours straight. There's not a lot of lulls. When you go to a game, you have to go sit down. You have to kind of lock back in and go back out there. And so I was pleased with a lot of that. And then I thought that they tried to play to the very end. We had to play. Had an opportunity to get a lot of guys in the game at the end, and but I liked the focus. It was good.
Matt, Blake Lynch had turnovers in the last 2 games last year, the pick against Tech and the fumble recovery against Baylor. 2 plays tonight and led to scores. What do you think his ceiling is going to become for your team?
Well, he has the ability to do it. I was getting on him a lot early too. I thought he was kind of loafing around out there a little bit, and then and it's hard to tell with Blake because he's got that affect where he doesn't show a lot of emotion. But he's a guy that, as a former receiver, can track the ball, sees the ball, goes and gets it, and then knows what to do with it when he, I thought maybe he had a chance to return that one for a touchdown. So I thought it was a really nice job by him. So as we continue to evolve and get more and more guys, comfortable, I think he's a guy that will certainly help us a lot.
Preston Ebner touched the ball 7 times, scored 3 touchdowns, scored 2 carries for 32 yards, and then you caught some passes on the backfield. What did you like about what he did today versus
Well, I mean, those plays, he got the ball in space and he made somebody miss, in reverse field and did a bunch of things. So he's obviously one of our, more dynamic playmakers, and getting him the ball in space made a lot of sense. And so I thought he just, again, made the first guy miss. When you watch college football and you watch the first games, usually special teams errors, usually penalties, but usually missed tackles show up. We certainly had our share of missed tackles today, which we have to address. But I thought he was a guy that really got us a lot of extra yardage at times. 34 guys got in the first game. So, I told our team, I hope they appreciate, the coaches are scrambling around at the end of the game trying to get guys in even for one play. But, we talk a lot about the top 5 or 6 guys on our team. There's a lot of guys that work really hard. And so even to get them in for one play, I mean, not everyone gets a chance to play college football. They're out there. So we want to make sure we get them out there. So I think you got guys like Prince Pines, started his first game, didn't even practice last year, was dealing with a medical condition. And, we'll see how he did. But, he looked like he had some fun out there. So hopefully we can continue to get those young guys going.
Matt, you mentioned Treston. Is part of what makes him special his vision? I mean, the reversal that he's talking about. I mean, that's a pretty.
Yeah, he's got great vision. I think the thing too is he's got great hands, so we can utilize him as a receiver and as a back. And then he's got great speed. I mean, he from the bowl game on, I mean, you see opportunities where he doesn't always look like he's running super fast, but he definitely is. And he's completely unselfish, which makes it fun. So he's one of the guys that can really help us this year become a more dynamic group.
Touched on it a little bit earlier, but a lot of the things that you all talked about offensively, defensive, special teams, throughout the offseason when we talked to you, you executed well tonight. How good was that to see right out of the gate?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I always tell our players our scoreboard does not define us. We want to turn the film on and see us playing the game the right way. And the standard doesn't change whether you're a 1, 2, or 3. At the very end, the standard doesn't change. And so playing smart, disciplined football is what I want to see. And it looked like at times it was that way. You know, I didn't see our guys talking trash. I didn't see our guys doing selfish things. So I was pleased with that. Even, you know, when they got a personal foul on us, we didn't retaliate and do something stupid and get it offsetting. So I thought we looked like a good, clean football team. And, again, as you said, made some improvement in some of those areas. And so we'll go back. I always believe you make your biggest progress between week 1 and week 2. And we have a lot of progress. As I told them, that's not going to be a good enough effort, you know, in many more weeks, definitely not next week. So we have to improve a lot this week.
RJ seems somebody you talked pretty glowingly about during the offseason. He gets 2 touchdowns tonight in the circus, somehow got it in catch. What did you think of him seeing that payoff?
Well, those were beautiful plays. You know, Charlie saw the right look and checked to it. RJ made great adjustments on the football. And I just think RJ is a guy that understands, you know, so often young people think about what they're not. You know, well, I'm not as fast as Platt. I'm not as tall as Mims. RJ figured out, okay, what am I? And he is a tough guy with great hands who's really smart, who can run all day. And so he's accentuated the things that make him a really good player. And so his body control and ability to, you know, catch have been awesome. That's why I put him out there. I mean, he's a sophomore and he's a captain tonight. And that was because of the work he put in and day out. And so I don't think that those catches were a surprise to anybody, certainly not to our DBs, because if you watch all those little videos we put out, we put those out day in and day out. And it's good just to see it come to fruition.
Matt, can you explain what a touchback is?
A touchback?
A kickoff? Been a while.
Oh, yeah. I told the team, I said, when I was at Penn State, when we had Brett Conway, who got drafted by the Atlanta Falcons, they let me be on the kickoff team at times because he always kicked it into the stands, and so they didn't have to worry about me running down the field. And, you know, that was really big for Noah because it's one thing to be able to do it. It's another thing to go out there with pressure and do it. And I thought, you know, they brought one out. And but if they bring it out, they have to bring it out from deep in the end zone. So it was good to have that weapon. And you know, I was pleased with, you know, we had one bad punt, but, you know, I thought Isaac at the end was backed up and he had that booming punt. So you know, we realized we have to be patient with our specialists as we move along, as they grow. But they looked pretty good out there today.
What did you see from Gary Bohannon? I mean, he threw the ball really well, ran on his first play really well. What do you see from him, and especially going forward, what he did today?
Well, he's got, you know, he can do things with his feet. He's got, you know, great decision making. He's such a good human, such a good young man. Like one play, I was getting after him because, you know, my thing is I don't want them to feel like the game's over and I'm not coaching them hard at the end of the game. I mean, I'm coaching probably harder when we have a lead, and he's able to still, you know, part of that is to be able to talk back to the coach, say, well, they did this, and he did it so clearly. So I know that he'll be able to give great communication in the middle of games. And, you know, I think you saw how much the team loves him. I mean, he's running down the sideline. Everyone's going nuts for him. I mean, they really they care about him. And so it was fun to see him get out there and play and have some extended time because he certainly worked hard for it.
When Ebner took that reverse field, was that supposed to be an option pitch left, or because it looked like y'all were about to get stumped on that?
Yeah, things have a tendency to kind of run fast for me in the game. I believe we ran an option. We pitched off the defensive end. Ball got out there. The Mike linebacker beat our tackle over the top. And so he probably would have gotten the 3-yard game. Instead, he kind of reverse field made a play. And so,
Does he do that?
you know what? He does. We don't. Him having to do that means we didn't block it real well. So, but one of the things about I respected about SFA tonight was they really played hard. I mean, they flew to the ball, which is why some of the nakeds and things we did were wide open, just because, you know, we're trying to utilize their effort against them. And that was a time we did it by mistake. That he just kind of made a great play.
And then I know you emphasized all summer that you wanted Charlie to be clean. I mean, to the line to keep him clean. How'd you think that?
I wasn't happy at halftime. I mean, too many times he got hit. And, you know, I thought it got better at times. And that's one of those things that we'll have to go back and look at because, you know, it's always hard to tell. You kind of just see him laying on the ground at the end of a play. But I don't know that I was real happy with that.
Matt, did the defense look faster to you tonight?
Yeah, I thought they looked faster. I thought we were too, you know, we went with some 3-man rush on third downs. We didn't blitz a ton on third down. We blitzed more on first and second down. And just a hair away from getting some sacks. You know, I thought the quarterback did a nice job for them of escaping. Really just, you know, we knew they were going to run some out and ups and some double moves and some trick type things on us. Unfortunately, 1 or 2 of them got us. But I was really pleased with them when we fumbled the ball in the third quarter and they went out there and they held them to a field goal. So I thought that was positive. So I thought overall the defense looked, you know, really good at times. Just that one drive was frustrating where we gave up the explosive play, and then they burned us with the blitz a couple times by hitting some seam routes on us. So there's some things we have to definitely clean up, or else you know, we'll be in trouble moving forward.
Coach, Stephen F.
They had the football down just 14-7. What was your message to your guys when they had the ball then?
I don't really have a chance really to say much to them. I think the biggest, I think I got them together once, and I can't remember when it was, to be quite honest with you. And I just said, is this how we're going to play? Like, all of a sudden now we get a block in the back on offense. We get beat on a double move. Like we can't be a team that, well, somebody get up 14-0, we start relaxing. That's just not how you play football. And, you have to answer scores with scores, and you have to, when you have someone down, you have to keep them down. You can't allow them to have life. And so I challenged them. I don't know if it was exactly at that moment, but it was in that general vicinity. And I'm not saying it was my challenge. It was just them, I think. And then I think we, kind of rattled off whatever it was, 35-7 at half. And that was my answer. That was my challenge at halftime. Was we had one turnover. That's all. We blocked one punt. Let's go block some more. Let's go make the plays we're capable of making. And we made some. We missed some. Denzel wide open down the sideline. We overthrew him. Platt had a chance to make a big play. And, so we had some chances. But overall, I thought that we showed the focus to rebound from a little bit of a lull.
You guys were 8 of 13 from 8 of 13 on third down. How important is that to be able to move the chains, and then keep it going?
Yeah, I think one of the reasons why we made the jump we made last year was we made a huge jump. I think we were 29th in the country in third down. Part of that is being efficient on first and second down and being in manageable third downs. And so I thought we did a good job at that. I thought we got into some we got it, a couple of times I think we got the third down. We went for it on fourth and got it. So, sometimes it's 3rd and 8, and I say, hey, take 2 downs to get it. So maybe we're not trying to get on third down. We're trying to get to 4th and 3 or less and then make it. So I like the management of those things. And Denzel came up big on that one 4th and 6, catching the slant. So I think those were some high-level things that Charlie got us to that were good.
You talked about the penalties, lack of penalties. How good was it to see that discipline from his team right off the bat?
Yeah, we put it on their shirts. We said, hey, we got to win with discipline, and you can't compartmentalize discipline. You need discipline in your life. You need discipline when we travel. You need discipline in terms of doing your assignments. You need discipline with your effort, and you need discipline with penalties. And so I was pleased with our lack of penalties. When we did get them, they hurt us. We had the block in the back. They put us in 1st and 25. And so, but we'll clean those things up. The biggest key for me is, as I told them, is there are some teams out there that lost to 1AA school, FCS schools, or had big losses or heartbreaking losses, and they're going to go in tomorrow, and they're going to be beside themselves, and they're going to learn a lot as a team and get better. We can't come in, the next couple of days and, think we figured it out because the scoreboard said we scored a lot of points. We've got to go in there and fix, and I think that's what the guys got. I said, I think they realized that wasn't good enough. But I do like the improvement on penalties, and I think we certainly scored a lot of touchdowns in the red zone. So.
Okay, good. Last one.
Yeah, thanks. Can you touch on the special teams play with block punt, block field goal, how that serves as a callus and really shifts the momentum for you guys?
Yeah, well, I think, it's not many times where, some of those guys who are in those positions have a chance to really affect and change the game. And so for us to block a field goal, for us to block a punt, those are chances for big D linemen and guys like that to go really change the game. And so I was pleased to see that, obviously. And, one of the reasons why we're good at it is because we practice it a lot. And not everyone wants to practice that. Like, we line up the first team field goal block versus the first team field goal, and we do it live, and guys are laying on the ground, and the O-line hates it. And, we don't do it a lot, but we do it enough, more than most. And it shows up, though, and they realize, okay, this is why we do it. So I always want them to understand my why and our why. But those are huge, huge, huge moments in the game. They're just moments of, momentum change, which is really just energy, What's momentum? It's just energy and positive, vibes. So someone just drove the ball down the field on you, and they're going to score, and all of a sudden you block the kick. It just changes everything. So I'm pleased with all those things. Hopefully we can keep them going. Appreciate it, everybody.